have never come across a place like Kaatsbaan. We provide, if you cut it down to business terms, it's a commodity and a service that you can't find anywhere else. And it's presented in such a way that encourages and inspires anybody who visits, whether it's a dancer or a choreographer or an audience member or a student or a teacher, administrator, supporter. As soon as they come onto the grounds of Kaatsbaan, they are instantly inspired.
There's something about a dancer that when they walk into a magnificent empty space, it creates a certain energy. It creates an energy to want to fill that space. And as a choreographer, there is nothing quite like a walk in the woods.
Well, the inspiration for Kaatsbaan is to help the creative process of dance. There's so many places for it to go if we just have the space and the time.
We saw it coming. We thought, this art form needs a safe house for the creative process, because the only thing that's going to keep a future audience's attention is incredibly well thought out work.
And a lot of the choreographers that have come have said, I've created my best works here. So it's working in that aspect. And then, of course, also for the dancers to have the space to work on their training, to work on what is for them the next thing, the next step.
The students who come here have such a rewarding experience because it is such a full experience. They are taught by the greatest dancers. They receive everything that you would want in a full inclusive program.
I'm sure I would have loved a program like this when I was 18 years old and just starting out at APT with a long 9-week layoff in the summer. The idyllic and gorgeous natural surroundings of Kaatsbaan can only inspire dancers who come here to find an artist's sanctuary.
You and I could walk to the river from this chair in 5 minutes and look at some of the best views in the country.
No matter how intense it gets to the studio, I take a moment and step outside and I hear the crickets and I hear just the blanket of peace that kind of washes over me.
It sounds very, hocusy-pocusy or touchy-feely, but you have to be willing to delve deep into yourself and into your place in the world and into your ambition and your wants and your needs and sort them out. And you can't do that on a subway ride.
Every artist that has an idea needs and wants the space to bring it to life, and to have that space is such a blessing. And that's what's so beautiful about Kaatsbaan, is that all walks of life with big ideas are welcome. And that is such a gift.
Right at the beginning, when we got here, it was magical. It was a night, and we saw all this nature. Deer were greeting us, and I've never worked in a setup like this. It's always in a city, with all the noise, with all the pressure, with all the is what I'm used to. So I think changing the environment completely, not only in the studio, but also when you come out of the studio, it's a different story.
As our programming develops and increases and gets bigger, so must our facilities. So part of that 5-year plan includes the development of more housing, more studios, an additional theater. Right now our first step is to renovate our gatehouse, which holds some of our artists. It would also have a kitchen, it would have a common room. These are all things that would really enhance the experience for all of our visiting artists.
What my hopes and dreams are is that the 4 founders, having put an enormous part of their life into this over the last 25, 30 years, can now hand over something to another generation that can take it and realize it, because the foundation is absolutely there.
Our goal here at Kaatsbaan is to become truly a cultural park for dance. And what that means is using the 153 acres that Kaatsbaan facility sits on to its fullest potential. That means that we include all artists, we include all our local communities. We have the space and we have the heart to bring them all here and to work together to provide to the highest capacity, to anybody who is in need of our resources. We want to cast our net very wide so that everybody feels included and welcome here, and that we can create together something magical.